I just want to clarify the clemency petition for the Puerto Rican independence activist Oscar López Rivera, for people don't know, has been in jail for 35 years, much of the time in solitary confinement. His sentence was commuted by President Clinton. He refused to leave because others were staying in prison. Those people have left now, and you are asking for that pardon for him.
Amy, when I got to Congress in '93, I began petitioning then President Clinton. And Clinton was very different than Obama. Clinton would sit down and talk to you as a member of Congress when you went to petition him for pardon, and he would talk about the political situation as the rest of his staff. Unfortunately, Obama isn't quite as forthright and as open in talking about these issues. But today we will stand, and I'm so happy that you put Oscar Lopez's case in. Yes, so what President Clinton did in 1999, and he said, I'm releasing 12 of them. And he offered a release to Oscar Lopez, but there was a 13th. And Oscar Lopez said, until all of us are released, I cannot accept the release, and so he remained in jail.
I wanted to end the show with Reverend Barber responding to the farewell address of President Obama.
Well, thank you so much, Amy. I want to say real quickly, I do believe, just jumping back a little bit, that Senator Sessions still believes in assaulting women, because he refused to stand by Loretta Lynch and block both of the women, tried to block both of the women that President Obama wanted to point to the Supreme Court, including a Latino. So that's a form of political assault. You know, I take the tradition of Martin Luther King and others. The goal of faith and moral leaders is to challenge and to push our leaders. And President Obama last night tried to say some things to America that weren't about left and right and conservative versus liberal. Number one, we have to deal with race and class together. You can't separate the two.
We have 10 seconds, and then we'll continue after. Okay. But in your final 10 seconds?
Well, that's the first one. I just want to say you can't separate it. When you have, for instance, 64 million people making less than a living wage and 54% of African Americans making less than a living wage, that's not a race issue and a class issue. It's both, and we have to have the courage to deal with it.
Well, let's continue this discussion in a web exclusive. People can go online. Reverend William Barber, Congressmember Luis Gutierrez, thanks so much.